the master interrogator who used kindness as a weapon. In the dimly lit chambers of history, where shadows of war and intrigue blurred the lines of morality, there was a man whose methods confounded his adversaries and left an indelible mark on the art of intelligence gathering. His name was Charles Edmund, but those who crossed paths with him knew him simply as the Gentle Interrogator. Charles was no ordinary figure in the world of espionage. While others relied on threats, coercion, and brutality, he wielded kindness and understanding as his most potent weapons. Born into a modest family in rural England during the early 1900s, Charles was raised with a deep empathy and a fascination for human behavior. His father, a schoolteacher, often emphasized the importance of understanding others, while his mother, a nurse, demonstrated the healing power of compassion. These lessons stayed with Charles throughout his life, shaping the man he would become. When World War II erupted, Charles was recruited into the British intelligence service due to his remarkable ability to connect with people. Initially skeptical of his unorthodox approach, his superiors soon realized the value of his methods. Unlike his counterparts, Charles didn't bark orders or instill fear in his subjects. Instead, he greeted them with warmth, offered them tea, and engaged them in conversations about their lives, families, and aspirations. To many, it seemed inconceivable that such an approach could extract valuable intelligence, but Charles repeatedly proved them wrong. One of his most famous cases involved a high-ranking German officer captured during the Battle of El Alamein. The officer, hardened by years of Nazi propaganda and prepared to endure the worst, was disarmed, not by threats, but by Charles's genuine concern for his well-being. Over several days, Charles spoke with the officer about his childhood, his dreams of becoming an architect, and his disillusionment with the war. By the end of their conversations, the officer voluntarily shared critical information about troop movements, saving countless Allied lives. Charles's approach was not without its critics. Many within the intelligence community dismissed his methods as naive and overly sentimental. Some even accused him of sympathizing with the enemy. But Charles remained steadfast, believing that understanding and empathy could pierce defenses that brute force never could. His results spoke for themselves. Over the course of the war, he extracted more actionable intelligence than many of his more aggressive peers combined. His philosophy was simple. Every person, no matter how resolute, carries burdens and vulnerabilities. By addressing those vulnerabilities with kindness rather than exploiting them with cruelty, Charles believed he could build a bridge of trust. That trust, however tenuous, was often enough to elicit the truth. After the war, Charles's methods gained recognition, and he was invited to lecture at universities and intelligence academies around the world. His teachings inspired a new generation of interrogators to view their subjects not as enemies, but as human beings with stories worth understanding. Yet, Charles remained a humble man, often deflecting praise and attributing his success to the lessons instilled by his parents. In his later years, Charles retired to the countryside, where he tended to a small garden and wrote memoirs about his experiences. Despite his quiet life, his legacy endured. To this day, his techniques are studied and respected, a testament to the power of empathy and the enduring belief that even in the darkest times, kindness can be a weapon more formidable than any blade. Charles Edmund's story serves as a powerful reminder that humanity and compassion are not weaknesses, but strengths. In a world often divided by conflict and misunderstanding, his life's work stands as a beacon of hope, proving that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can prevail through understanding and kindness.